Hi everybody, welcome back to the Social Distance Kitchen, or today, really the Social Distance Bedroom, where I've been cozied up, finally managing to edit together the videos I shot for you a few days ago before my phone decided I wasn't allowed to edit or upload those videos anymore, but the problem's solved, so we're gonna crack on from here. So I have brought my friend Auvin, Coq Auvin, and we are going to make a pot of tea, cozy down, and make some crumpets. Today's crumpets are a sourdough crumpet. Since I've been working on a sourdough starter, I've taken out a cup of the Unfed starter as the base for this, and that contains all the flour and water you need, so there's no more flour. The only other things we're adding here, it's 1 teaspoon of plain white sugar and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to give that a little mix just to get it all together. And then there's only one more thing we're adding here today. We're going to be adding in a scant 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. The reaction between the baking soda and the acidity of the sourdough starter is what makes all of the wonderful bubbles and holes inside of a crumpet. So once we add that in, we're just going to give it mix to get it well incorporated. You will notice that the dough starts to lighten up. You don't really see it fizzing, but it does start to get a bit more volume to it and a little bit of fluffiness. So that's ready to take over and start cooking. I've preheated my pan today just over a medium heat, and then we just need to grease it. If you're using a nonstick pan, just go with butter. Because this is cast iron, I actually oiled the pan first and then put butter over top for the flavor that it adds. So once that is well greased, this recipe does call for one odd thing. It calls for an English muffin ring. I don't have one, but I have these couple of little tiny springform cake pans, which I'm using, but you could just as easily cut the top and bottom off of a soup can and use that. Just make sure you grease it first before you put any dough in. We're going to be using about a 1/4 cup of dough in each of these today. I'm kind of freehanding that with my handy dandy ladle of scooping here. But once that's in there, it's going to take somewhere in the neighborhood of about 4 minutes before you want to flip it. With these, what you're looking for is for the edges to be set up so that when you take the ring off, the shape doesn't change. And you want it to end up cooked all the way through, but you don't want to leave it so long the bottom burns. And if you can't guess by the amount of smoke coming up off the butter in this, I am about to show you a seriously not very good first attempt at a crumpet, but well, what are you gonna do? Even I occasionally get it wrong, big shock. So yeah, once you're ready to flip over, you take off the ring and flip it. And ooh, left that go just a little bit too long. It's caramelized. That's what we're gonna say. It's just well caramelized, right guys? Once you do flip them, it's about a minute for the other side. But here, let's try again. So this one I didn't let it go quite as long, although you can see that the edges have set up. When we flip this one over, oh there, that is so much better. What a nice color. Ooh. So after it's been about another minute, which hopefully should be long enough to cook through the middle, oh yeah, the bottom of that looks good. I think we're ready to move on. So I'm just going to use up all the rest of the dough here. This recipe doesn't make loads. It's between 4 and 6 depending on how fast you get it into the pan. The tongs I just happen to have, but you can just as easily yank that off with an oven mitt. Just don't burn your fingers. Ooh, I'm so excited to eat these crumpets. You have no idea. Crumpets are the best. I like crumpets because they have little holes in them and all the good stuff goes inside. There we go. That's the last one. Oof. Now, tell me, one of these things is not like the others, right? Wah, wah, wah. Good Lord. But the magic of film? It's gone. Congratulations, we made beautiful crumpets. And look at the inside of this. ready to catch all your butter and jam and every other tasty thing you could hope for. Thanks for coming by to hang out in my kitchen today. I hope you had a great time. I hope you enjoy your crumpets. Until next time, stay home, stay healthy, and bon appetit. Say bye-bye, Auvin.